I'm the biracial daughter of a black woman who hates being black. She hated being black so much that she hated me for being white. She would constantly point out the differences in our skin tones. She would tell me that I was lucky for being so light. She would tell me that she wished that she could be as light as I was, that all she had to do was stay out of the sun a little bit longer. She would tell me things like she was sorry for giving me my hair texture. She was sorry for giving me such a strong features, such a strong nose, such strong shoulders and strong muscles, strong arms. She would apologize for my build because I was built like a black girl, and she would tell me, I'm sorry I can't take you to these stores. I'm sorry you can't wear this style because you're built like a black girl and I messed you up. She would rub white towels over her skin and check for skin flakes, because if she couldn't see many skin flakes on there, it must mean that she's pale enough now, she's light enough now. But because she hated being black and I was white and I leaned into my black heritage and was unashamed of it in the way that she tried to teach me to be, she felt like I was wasting a gift by leaning into it.
Things I didn't realize that were actually racist as a biracial with a black dad and white mom. When a group of white boys or white people with no other minority groups involved call you ugly. When you're being compared to a bunch of other white people and you get called ugly. When white people try and cut in front of you at the grocery store by acting like you just don't exist. When Latino or Hispanic people get mad at you for not being able to speak Spanish, and they also continue to be mad at you because you aren't Spanish. When I tell someone that I'm half black and white and their response is, "Oh my God, your hair is so nice. You're so pretty. Is your dad still around? Who do you live with?" Your dad's the black one, right? You're lucky your hair turned out like that. I hope that when I have babies, they have hair like you too. Is your dad dark skin or light skin? Does your mom typically date black guys? Is your hair real? I love that you're so well reserved and not all loud. I love that you're not ghetto. Your mom did a great job at raising you. Wow, you talk so well. Your vocabulary is really good. I can tell you're not like the rest of them. It's a beautiful mix. You're lucky. Wow, I can't believe how gorgeous she turned out. What's your dad do? Are they still together? Yeah, I knew another mixed kid and they didn't look like you. Wow, you look so Latino. Your skin is just so light. So you got a white girl coochie or a black girl coochie?
My mom was a racist white woman and she hated black people, which is crazy because look at me, guys. I'm black. I'm black. And when I tell you, she used to ask me all the time why I didn't have blonde hair, blue eyes, and light skin. I'm like, Mom, you're the one who ended up with the black man. Why are you asking me why I'm not light-skinned? Like, you should be asking yourself why I'm not light-skinned, okay? And throughout most embarrassing thing, throughout elementary school, through almost like beginning of high school, I would tell people I wasn't black because my mom was like determined and brainwashed me to believe that I wasn't black. So embarrassing. Why did people even talk to me? Like, I was adamant I was not black. And when they would ask me, I'd be like, well, I'm not black. I don't know what you mean. And they're like, what the fuck do you think I mean? So embarrassing.
Dear black people, do you not see how harmful this is? Like, do you not? Let me give you some examples. You don't know what it's like to grow up mixed. Because you don't realize that a lot of us deal with racism since day one all the time. And these are supposed to be with people that love us, aka our families. A lot of people on my mom's side of the family were Aryan Nation skinheads. I didn't know what the fuck that was as a kid. And I didn't understand why everybody looked at me different, or why there was certain people in my family that just would never say hello to me or my dad or my mom because they were disgusted. And I didn't understand that as a kid. I didn't get it. I thought I had something on my face the way they were looking at me. You know how hard it is to nonstop be told, like, wow, you have your mom's face with just dark skin, with a look of disgust on their face while they say it, and not know why they feel disgusted to say such things? It's confusing. You gain a complex and you just don't feel beautiful no matter how gorgeous you are. You change yourself. I straightened my hair every single day in high school so that people wouldn't run their fingers through my hair or try to pull my afro when I walked in the hallway. Like, there's so many things that we did to adjust to suburbia. Or how about going to school with my siblings who are white and I'm not, and everyone asking me if I was adopted from Africa as a joke because I'm the only black one? You know how much that fucking sucked? Like, nonstop being denied my own mother being my mother because of my skin color? Like, It's crazy. And then I get to college and people that look like me all of a sudden are denying my blackness, telling me I have to say I'm biracial and I can't say that I'm black. And that's the first time your blackness was ever denied, because your whole life that's all you've been seen as.
I'm gonna need y'all white parents of biracial kids to listen in real quick. I'm gonna give you fair warning, this might be an uncomfortable conversation, but it's necessary. A lot of y'all's kids have complexes and identity issues, and it's not because they have a white parent. It's because a lot of y'all chose to have biracial kids before you unpacked your internalized racism and anti-blackness. It's because a lot of y'all have biracial children without learning enough about the black experience to guide your child through a black experience, to guide them through a world that is inherently anti-black. Cutting off your racist family members is not all it takes to raise a biracial kid. In fact, that doesn't even come close to the bare minimum. You can have the best intentions for your children while still causing them collective harm. And you know, I first noticed this when my daughter was an infant and I started joining Facebook groups for parents of biracial kids. These white moms would have the best intentions, yet end up on Facebook crying about how their child was saying they didn't want to be black and they hated being black. And because these parents did not take the time to educate themselves whatsoever on systemic racism and anti-blackness on a level that they would be able to appropriately raise a biracial child, they were on the internet crying for help instead of helping their kid. You cannot shield your child from experiencing anti-blackness in the world, but you can equip them to deal with it. I get told pretty frequently that my daughter will be mistaken for a black mom biracial, and I'm going to explain to you why. First and foremost, she is not raised in an anti-black environment. A lot of black men, white women relationships are inherently anti-black, due to the fact that the relationship is based on fetishization and the hatred of black women instead of mutual love. The way that I look at it, the world is constantly going to be hurling anti-blackness at my child. And instead of acting like it does not exist, I have been equipping my child since birth to be able to handle said anti-blackness through radical self-love and positive identity. My child has at a young age told me that she wanted to be white to match her family. Right then and there, we had a very long conversation about anti-blackness and racism at 4 years old, and how her blackness was the most beautiful part of her. She made a comment one time about her baby doll, her black baby with coily hair, being ugly. Again, we had a long discussion about colorism, texturism, and racism. After that day, that baby did not leave her hip. You cannot just be not teaching your kid to be anti-black. You have to be preparing them for an anti-black world. You have to ensure that you are not feeding your child a complex towards other black people, that you're showing them how to cherish and uplift their community. See, biracial kids with white parents can be raised to be pro-black, but many aren't. And that is because their environment and their role models are not pro-black. If you don't want your child to have identity issues, it starts with you. It is wholeheartedly possible for you to educate yourself. A lot of y'all simply choose not to. Do better.
It's been a while. So I want to talk about the big elephant in the room when it comes to mixed people, right? Oh, you can tell who has a white mom and who has a black mom. Yeah, you can. The ones with white moms, a lot of times, they're either so aware, like painfully aware of what it's like having a white mom, or so on the other end of the spectrum, like there's no in between. And it's painfully true. The one thing, the major difference I feel like, and I've seen another creator talk about this, is like black moms might drop the ball on like regular parenting shit, like as does everyone else, but they never drop the ball. They never drop the ball on raising their kids to be confident in themselves as far as their race. Like they never let their kids grow up confused about who the fuck they are racially and ethnically. Like I just don't see it happening. Black women are the most aware of their race and their gender. Like we literally have to be hyper vigilant about how we experience life. And so black women have to raise their kids in a world where everyone else will be trying to tell them who they are. I feel like black moms are like, no, like this is who you are, you need to stand in that. White moms, a lot of the time I just see are so fucking clueless. I'm sorry to say it, but like they have these kids for sport, right? Like they're like, oh, like this black guy is so fucking hot, and wouldn't our babies be so cute? And they raise their kids like not knowing who they are, not knowing how to identify. A lot of times they'll raise their kids around all white people, which is even more confusing. And personally, like my dad also dropped the ball. Like we can blame him too. I just feel like it's not fair. Like I didn't consent to having a white mom. And I wish white women were more careful about who they had kids with. Because you have to transform your entire life. You have to unlearn every fucking thing that you've ever learned if you want to have a child with someone from a different culture. I would never, like for instance, be with someone who's Asian and be like, but I'm not going to give up any of my prior cultural practices and you need to assimilate with mine. Like I would never do that. I would be willing to uproot my entire life to make sure that my kids were accepted, at the very least within their family. A lot of mixed kids with white moms do not get the same grace. They just don't. White moms, not all,
Because I know some who do the damn thing, but it's very rare. It's very rare. And I just don't see black moms struggling with that.